Hi, you're watching Velo News TV. I'm Neil Rogers. We're outside the Team Columbia bus with George Hincapie for another day of our video diaries. George, what a difference 24 hours makes. Yesterday we were talking to you in the scalding hot sun, about to head into a pretty tough mountain day. Today, light rain, looks pretty set up for a field sprint. I want to talk to you about the team's tactic for today, but first take us through yesterday. It was just an absolutely brutal day, by far the hardest day of the tour so far.
Yeah, yesterday was probably one of the hardest of my tour career. It's just the way the roads were, and it was a headwind for the most part, and just relentless attacks, and we had to pull basically from kilometer 0 to the end. So it was easier on the wheels, but for us it was a really tough day, and we were all pretty tired at the end. But we kept the jersey, so it was a successful day for the team.
Yeah, we saw Karakin finishing that front group by himself, one by one. The guys sold out just to keep that jersey. How about for you personally? How are you feeling after a day like that? And when did you give your last effort and then fall back into one of the chase groups?
Well, I had to pull early on yesterday, which wasn't really the plan because some of the guys were a bit tired, so I was doing a lot of the work from the beginning. So by the time we got to about 30K to go, I was pretty empty. So I did what I could for the team, and I worked out at the end. Kim was by far one of the strongest guys there, so we were all good at the end.
Looked like CSC was the ones making it difficult for you today. There's been a little bit in the press about maybe no love lost between Karakin and the Schleck brothers, both from Luxembourg. Did you sense any of that, or what can you tell us about what was going on between sort of CSC and Columbia in the pivotal moments when it all went down?
Well, I think it was a lot of teams. I mean, we were chasing down a breakaway. I turned around, there was 30 guys left, and we caught the breakaway. I went back to get bottles, and CSC decided to attack to split up the group, but it was only 30 guys, so they split up. They split it from 30 to 20 guys, and burned some matches there, which was didn't really make much sense. But then in the press they said how strong they were, so maybe they were just doing it to show everybody how strong it is, how strong they were. But it's the first week of the tour, and in my opinion, it probably wasn't the smartest things. But there was a lot of teams attacking, just to try to put kinks in Columbia's armor instead of worrying about their own race tactics, which is pretty funny. But we're happy. The team's done awesome. We can go home today and had a great tour already. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing and hopefully keep on getting some successes.
You talk about you could go home today, but it looks like if all goes well, after today's stage, the team could potentially have another stage win or a podium place with Cavendish and another day in yellow with Karakin. I imagine both are the plan.
Yeah, I mean, today I'd be surprised if it's a field sprint because it's really hard in the beginning. So I would assume a breakaway is going to go. But if not, Cav will obviously be one of the favorites for the end.
Probably some tired legs in the peloton as well after yesterday.
Oh yeah, everybody was pretty tired after yesterday.
Well, hey, we've got a pretty good reader question for you, and anyone that's watching and has a question for George, send in to VeloNewsTV at competitorgroup.com. This is maybe a little bit of a better question for a few days from now when we're in the mountains, but it's from a guy named Anthony Calgaris, and he says, George, I'm usually a pretty good climber, but I have trouble getting comfortable on descents of high speeds. Losing time on a downhill seems like such a waste. How did your descent skills develop, and did you ever have any issues descending?
Just doing a lot of descents, and or back in my early days of my career, I was always chasing back on after the climb, so I guess I got really good at it. And you just got to practice it and not be scared. Always be aware of what's coming up next. Or try to be aware. Try to watch the riders in front of you, see if they're braking, see what they're doing. But I think I'm pretty good at descending. So it's hard to. I don't know exactly what makes me a good descender, but just practice.
I remember once somebody asked you at a press conference a few years ago, do you ever get scared on the descents? And you said something along the lines of, I think as soon as you start getting scared, it's time to hang up the bike.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the sport is so dangerous, and you just can't really think about it or else you'll have problems.
All right, George. Well, I know it's a little wet out there. Not a lot of descending today, but be careful out there. Thanks.
Thank you.